Remember Rax Restaurants? I do, because I worked there when I was a teenager. Rax was fast casual before fast casual was a thing. A mix of fast food and sit-down dining, complete with a drive-thru. When eating in, you would even receive porcelain plates and proper silverware. Essentially, Rax couldn't make up its mind about what kind of restaurant it wanted to be, and the company's advertising reflected its indecision. Rax originated in Springfield, Ohio in 1967 under the name Jack's Roast Beef. Initially, the focus was on serving roast beef sandwiches, similar to Arby's. By the mid-1970s and into the 1980s, Rax grew significantly, adding more menu items in an attempt to differentiate itself from other fast food chains. At its height, Rax had over 500 locations in 38 states. However, after multiple bad management decisions, bankruptcies, an overabundance of menu items, and a disastrous ad campaign, the chain is now down to less than 10 stores in Ohio and Kentucky, focusing again on roast beef sandwiches and calling themselves Rax Roast Beef. And when I say an overabundance of menu items, I'm not exaggerating. Menu items included their roast beef sandwiches, of course, but also included a salad bar, baked potatoes with all the trimmings, chicken, burgers, sandwiches, pizza, pasta, tacos, and even Chinese food. So with all these offerings on the menu, how is Rax going to get the word out to the public? Enter Mr. Delicious. Rax was already on a downward spiral in the early 1990s, losing money due to competition and poor management decisions. So, they hired a marketing agency run by Donnie Deutsch to come up with a campaign to appeal to a more adult clientele. Deutsch Inc. responded with Mr. Delicious. Unlike the friendly, upbeat mascots of typical fast food restaurants, Mr. Delicious was a depressed, middle-aged, briefcase-carrying man with a deadpan voice. He would complain about the hardships of his sad life.
Mr. Delicious is, well, a little overextended. Perhaps the Rax executives aren't paying him enough to compromise his integrity.
Mr. Delicious openly mentioned things like his trips to a therapist, midlife crisis, his divorce, and financial problems. In one ad, he said that he appreciated Rax's value meals because Mr. Delicious just had some rather delicate surgery when referring to something in his pants. He grabs a combo and drives ever so slowly over the speed bump. Using the tagline, Rax, you can eat here, probably didn't help much either. Oh really? I can eat at a restaurant? How nice. The intended target audience was adults, but they seemed to go even further than that with Mr. Delicious, such as middle-aged, divorced, sad sack men who usually eat alone and don't want to dine in a restaurant with people making noise around them to help keep his hostility locked up. It's like Donnie Deutsch thought to himself, what can adults relate to? I know, briefcases, because adults carry briefcases, and adults complain about noisy children, so let's have him do that. And no adult could relate to him unless he hates his job. Guys, are you having a midlife crisis? Mr. D knows what you're going through, which is why after a trip to Bora Bora with two young friends, you need to save a few bucks. So why not visit Rax? They made him the kind of adult that no adult wanted to be or wanted to relate to. Bill Welter, then the executive VP of marketing for Rax, said in a 1992 interview that Mr. Delicious would go down as one of the classic characters in advertising history. He wasn't wrong, as the internet has plenty of articles and YouTube videos, just like this one, discussing the classic character. Mr. D wasn't to blame for the failure of Rax, and who knows, he may even have helped a bit if the company hadn't already been so far in the hole. Mr. D himself only appeared in 3 TV ads and 3 radio ads, certainly not enough to make a difference. When it comes to advertising, you want to make it memorable. However, try to make it memorable for the right reasons and not the wrong. Here's to you, Mr. D. You probably died of a heart attack or suicide many years ago, but your brief time in the spotlight will live on.